Okay guys, JH. Okay, this is just an explanation. A few guys, just in a general conversation last week I had with a bunch of guys, and they're saying, we went over the same ground that, we always go, why is the golf swing so difficult for the majority of club players, even for the pros? It's just tough. And I've always been of the opinion that it's because we don't really understand how we're designed to operate biomechanically and anatomically. And if we use the basic inbuilt balance factors and geometry of the body and the way it sort of positions itself in space, if we use that to its best advantage in a golf swing, then it just makes life so much easier. Point in question. Okay, when we stand upright like this, which we do as a species, and if I just stand here with my arms down like that, look at the orientation of my hands. They're turned in like that. They're not like that. They're turned in like that. They hang in there like that, because that's the way the ulnar and the radius bones, with the attachment of the ligaments and the muscles, are designed to sit normally. We can move them through different ranges of motion, but they sit there naturally. Now, because that's a natural inbuilt predisposition, bodily predisposition, anatomical disposition, we should use it in the golf swing. And this is what I said to the guys, and I demonstrated. I said, guys, what do we see mostly with the club player, or the not the better player, the player other than the better player, is that they look like everything is difficult. Like the swing is, the setup is concocted, everything's difficult. The grip looks really weird, address position, it just looks like from there it's a disaster waiting to happen. Whereas the good players don't look like that. The Sneeds, the Hogans, the Johnny Millers, they just stood there and let their arms form the configuration they're designed to conform. Now, if I have the golf club there and I want to get a proper grip on a golf club, all I do is I move the hands from there to there. I bring them into there, one above and one below, and I just do that, and I couple them up, and there it is there, guys. Now, what does it look like? It looks like a butterfly. I just open my hands and there's a butterfly, because my hands are directly in front of me, like that. This one's turned in a little bit, that one's turned over the top of it, so it's there. And really, that's all we need to do with the grip. We just put that one on like it is, and put that one on like it is. I don't have to turn my forearms at all. I don't have to do that. And if you look at, the cups in the elbows when we stand there like that, they tend to point that way. They're not like that, and they're certainly not like that, and they're not like that. Hogan talked about, and this is one of the confusing things I always found with Hogan. He talked about the pockets facing the skies. He didn't do that. He actually had his own left arm turned that way. It was turned that way. And I think that was about relative to the grip pressure that he had in his hand. I think when he did that, when he took there, the musculature just operated and it just turned the arm that way, and that was peculiar to him. But that's another story. So guys, just take the grip, to form the grip. Just have the club here. Just bring those arms across the way they are. Then let whatever yours are, whatever the angle is. It might vary 5 or 10 degrees with people, but whatever it is, just bring it across here and put a golf club in it. There. That's the grip right there. All the great grips in history were like that. Sneed, Hogan, Palmer, Miller, They were all like that. There's been some good players over the years that have had the Harley-Davidson grip over here, the boom, 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 like Zach Johnson and Paul Azinger. They're right under here, but not many. And they're fighting something in their golf swing, because that's a compensatory process. And of course they have to slide. The guys that have got it back here have to slide a fair bit to stop the club coming in and just rotating over and snap hooking it. Again, another story. So guys, if we just take advantage of the way we're designed here, just put the hands on like that. Now I promise you, if you can just start off with a good grip and without any, what I call anatomical concoctions, you'll have a really good chance of setting up to the golf ball in a good manner. Like that. See, there's nothing going on here, guys. I'm balanced. Here, you couldn't push me over. All my components are stacked on top of one another, as they should be. The butt's pushed out a little bit. Okay, with Da Vinci, we're in here a little bit, but that's different. But our grip hasn't changed. Our formation has, because we're trying to get a specific type of ball flight. But generally speaking, with people with general golf swings, to just set up, guys, just put the hands on the club like that. I'm not manipulating those hands 1 degree. And Bob Tway, who won the PGA against Greg Norman with that shot out of the bunker, Bob used to take his grip like this all the time. He was meticulous. He used to do that. He put it in front of him at 90 degrees, then he put this hand on at 90 degrees, or whatever that was. And he did that his whole life. There's another guy on the tour that does it, maybe Bob Estes. Somebody on the tour does it still today. They put it here and here. Now that's a great way. If you've got the club in your hand there, in your lead hand, and you put it on like that, and you put the club there, and then just put this one on exactly the same. That's pretty simple. So just try that, guys. Work with what you've got. Whatever those angles are, work with them. Don't get one hand over, don't get one hand under, or both hands over, both hands under. Okay, so what do we do when we get that nice formation at address here in a conventional golf swing? Now again, guys, what the body does normally is it builds a formation. It forms itself into a structure, a structure of balance and just ease of placement of that mass in space. Now what happens, guys, when I get here like this and I take that grip like that, my arms hang down like that. Again, this is a natural formation for the arms to hang down there like that. They're not out there. As soon as I go out there, I've got to compromise my balance. As soon as I pull it in here, I've got to compromise my balance. As soon as I put it over here, I have to compromise my balance. So I don't do any of that. I just let my hands hang where they hang. And where they hang, I put the golf club underneath them, or the grip underneath it. And there it is. That's how we set into it. We just set in like that. We're just sitting there. Now when guys, that just stops this in and out thing. One of the things you see a lot of the time in with the club player is this. He'll get over the golf ball like this, and then it's this here. Goes out there like that. Now he's compromised his balance because he's out on his toes and he's taken his arms away from his body, so he's lost a lot of the connection that you need to make a good pivot in the backswing. So once we're here, wherever the arms hang on the chest, you'll feel a little bit of connection. And wherever that is, just take advantage of it. Here, it's not down here. It's not like Da Vinci. This is conventional golf swing. Here, just let it sit there where it is there. There it is. So again, it's a natural formation. We don't have to do anything with it. Okay, now when we're in that nice position there, we've got the nice grip and we've got the nice address and we're formed correctly, how do we get that from there to there? And again, this is simplistic stuff, guys. Once we've got all this componentry together here, like that, what we do is we just take it away together. We don't take it away in bits, because if you take it away in bits, those bits will go away at different rates in the movement, in the motion of the golf swing for that that particular golf swing. They will go away at a different rate. Now we don't want that. We want everything to go away at the same rate. Now, you know, guys like Sam Snead, they used to talk about one piece. Jack Nicklaus used to talk about one piece. And those guys did take it all away in one piece. They took the toe of the golf club, centre of the chest, arms, everything. They just pushed it away. They just pushed it away. And that's all you do, guys. Once you've got that formation there and you're here in the balance, I usually just push from this left pec area here and this armpit here, and I just push it back. I push on the head of the golf club. Just push it back. Push. Now, as I get back to here, the momentum of the golf club, as I keep going, the momentum of the golf club going there, it can't keep going that way, and there's momentum in it, so it's got to go that way. So that momentum will cock the wrists up, or hinge the wrists up, whatever you want to do. But it can't keep going that way because we've run out of movement that way. So we've come to an abutment, there's still momentum in the club, so it cocks it up. And the turning of the shoulders gets the golf club off the ground. I mean, I can lift the club up like that without turning my shoulders. It gets it off the ground, but I'll never time that. But normally for a good player, or anybody's got good formation, that club gets to the top because this shoulder turns. As I turn here, it goes down, the right arm goes up with the right shoulder, and it goes to here. Now all I've done is I've just pushed all that componentry back. All of it. Now the legs will come into their own. They'll do their own thing. You don't have to worry about, you know, what do I do with my legs? What does my pivot do? Do I straighten my right leg? Do I fold my left leg? What do I do? Don't worry about anything. As long as you're in this position here, in a position of good balance here, guys, as long as you're here, all you have to do is push. Just push with momentum. Feel like tennis ball in the end of a string here, and that shoulder will take the club up there. It'll do that. It's just a momentum. You've got to create the momentum. You've got to push from here into the club head of the club, of the golf club, and that creates the momentum. And that's what gets the club underway and pulls all this other componentry, body componentry along with it. But we don't want a golf swing that revolves around. Now with Da Vinci, this is different. Da Vinci is entirely different to this. Da Vinci is a component-based golf swing. This is not. This is putting everything together for normal guys that want a normal conventional golf swing. There's a lot of people out there. And have difficulty with a conventional golf swing being consistent. So once we're here, guys, all we do is we rock. We push and rock. Just let the club go. We just got momentum. We're just pushing. See how this is? I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about this. The momentum of that golf club, brought about by the pushing of this componentry here, is getting these moving. All this here is what sets the golf club, sets the golf swing in position. The momentum of that. And the way you get that momentum going is this here. You just push that away, and you'll feel the weight of the golf club, and that'll give you the positioning. Yeah, so guys, it's basically we're designed to stand like this. We're designed to walk like this. We don't walk down the road like that. We don't have a bias with our weight. We don't do any of this sort of stuff. We don't have arms hanging like that when we're standing. So we just stand like this because we're designed to do this. Just stand here like this. There it is. It's as simple as that. So it all starts with that initial positioning here, the balance, the hands here. Just bring them across. And when you've got a good grip, open it like that. It's just a butterfly. You don't want to open your grip and your butterfly goes that way, because that's too far, or over here. The butterfly's just there because the hands are there, see? They just come across together. I know that sounds simplistic, but really that's what the good players do, and that's why they look so elegant and uncomplicated when they set themselves to the golf club, because it's this. They're not concocting their body. They're not doing anything with their body that it's not designed to do in terms of utilising it for really good efficiency in its gross motor movement. So guys, that's it. That's basically, if you just adhere to just those few principles there and just set up with the simplicity of that, you'll go a long way to having a pretty good repeating golf swing, conventional golf swing. It doesn't have to be hard. We make it hard because we create so many angles of confusion and bad engineering and load. We have loads going against each other in the wrong direction. Okay, there's load here. We've got load in our knees here, but we've got this mass here pushing, and this motion here, we're pushing it in here. It's there. Yeah, it's all pushing back to some school kids over here, so it's a bit noisy. Yeah, I've never been able to teach young kids. The attention span on young kids is so small. I think you've got to be a super teacher to be able to do that. I've only ever worked with good players or older players. I applaud the guys that take the time to try and teach young kids, because they've got to start somewhere, but boy, it's a tough job. Okay guys, where was I? Okay, so just try and get very, very natural, very formed. Let's take it all the way together. Do that, just put your hands here. Feel what that's like. Feel what that's like. That's the golf swing. Everything's moving together. What starts is this. We have to have something to start, but it's a push. We push everything. We don't just push that. We don't just cock it up here. We push everything back, and the momentum goes as far as it can that way. Then it changes direction, comes up here, and that's what cocks the wrist. And of course the turning of the shoulders elevates the golf club. Okay guys, it's just something somebody asked me to do a video on for a few guys that have difficulty with setting up their golf swing. So that's the simplicity of using what we have as a species and the way we're put together by traditional body configuration and design. That's the way we're designed to operate. All these things work beautifully if we let them, if we don't interfere with them. That process is just so normal, isn't it? Doing all this stuff, hanging it, and just apply that to golf swing. That's why guys like Sam Snead, why Ernie looks so amazing. Oosterhouse, they just stand there. Tyson, they just stand there like that. Yeah. Seve just stood there, like put his hands on. Nobody put their hands on a golf club like Seve, but his right arm was like 2 inches longer than his left, so he was designed to play golf. He didn't end up with all that big tilt. His shoulders could be pretty straight, and people didn't realise that. Seve's, and I spent some time around Seve, his right arm was so long compared to his left. It was incredible. He was designed to be a golfer. Amazing. Okay guys, that's just an aside. Okay guys, that's just natural formation of a golf swing. Don't make it complicated. Use what we've got, and just work with natural angles and natural balance points. Okay guys, just simple stuff, but might work for you.